Good evening and welcome. Welcome to Divine Healing Valley Spirituality and Healing Meet. I'm Shashi Dhar, your host, and we are here in our Wednesday regular weekly Zoom meet. And the topic for today is the puzzle of life. Yes, all of us are living our life, and there is a puzzle to be solved. So life is not about a question and an answer. That's not how life appears to you. Life fires at you point blank. And if you know how to solve the puzzle of life, or rather, if you have solved the puzzle of life, it becomes very easy. Otherwise, you are left with a lot of heartburns, heart attacks, sufferings and miseries, failures and rejection, and we are all part of that. We have all witnessed these things in our life. Yes. So the key today is the discussion on the puzzle of life. What is life, and how do you solve this puzzle of life? So anybody who would like to share what is your take on the topic, and then we will go into the depth of this topic. Anybody who wants to share? Look into your life, look into your personal life. थ्योरी बात नहीं करेंगे, अपनी लाइफ से देखिए और देखिए क्या आपने अपनी लाइफ के इस पजल को सॉल्व कर लिया है. Do you know the purpose of your life, or have you designed the purpose of your life? And are you experiencing love, peace and joy in every aspect of your life? Then you have solved the puzzle of life. क्योंकि ये वैसे ही है जैसे आज की डेट में अगर मैं बोलूं किसी ने जेई मेंस को क्रैक कर लिया है, या आईएएस को क्रैक कर लिया है, या नीट एग्जाम्स क्रैक कर लिए हैं, तो उनके लिए वो पजल बहुत आसान है. पजल ऑफ जेई मेंस और नीट or IAS is they have solved the puzzle. But for others, those who have not been able to crack at it, not able to solve that, it is a big mountain, right? So a lot of suffering, misery, heart attacks, heartburns rather, I would say. So all these are part of life. Failures, rejection, part of life, yes. But if you have solved the puzzle of life, then it is a cakewalk. Then it is easy. अगर हो गया है, सक्सेस मिल गई है तो इजी है. हाँ, so if you ask Sachin Tendulkar or Virat Kohli how difficult it is to score a century, they will say हाँ मुश्किल है लेकिन डन, मजा आता है. करेक्ट. और जिसने आज से कोई 50 नहीं मारा, जो आज तक इंटरनेशनल टीम में खेला ही नहीं है, उससे बोलोगे हाउ डू यू स्कोर एन इंटरनेशनल 100, इट्स अ ह्यूज माउंटेन टू क्रॉस, राइट? So let us look into our life and see how far we have been successful in solving the puzzle of life. So let's have some sharing, then we move on. I've set the background, so anybody who wants to share? Yes.
Maybe I can.
Yes, Amit ji, go ahead.
I don't know. It can be a little different, but I think I could never see life as a puzzle, so to say. But then every now and then there are challenges. Every now and then there are situations which we have to solve. But I don't know. Somehow I could never think that overall life is puzzle. But the very question on the very existence of life, for example, a question that why have we come on Earth? What is the larger purpose of life? I think this is definitely a constant question, which sometimes I feel that I've got the answers of, sometimes I feel that I've not got the answers of. But ultimately, living every moment without any baggage of past and worry of future, it is my favorite mantra, and I think I've spoken about this. But I think largely, I think it is the purpose of life, which was a question. It can perhaps be called as a puzzle, but I don't know. With this session, we'll get to know more that.
Oh yes, definitely. That is the biggest purpose. Purpose of life is the biggest puzzle of life.
Yeah.
Right.
So
and see, puzzle is not a question and answer. You need to understand that. Puzzle is like a jigsaw puzzle. How many of us have played the game jigsaw puzzle as a child? 40 pieces, 50 pieces. In the beginning, it is all chaos, disorder, disharmony. You say, what the hell? How am I even going to get a shape out of this? But as you as the pieces fall into place, right? That's how I would call it. As long as the pieces are falling into place, suddenly a picture emerges. And that is how you solve the puzzle of life. The purpose of life, why are you here? That is the biggest piece. If that is missing, trust me, you can never solve that puzzle completely. पजल कंप्लीट नहीं होगा। आपका लास्ट पीस भी अगर मिसिंग है और वो पर्पस ऑफ लाइफ नहीं है, तो आपने बहुत कुछ अचीव कर लिया होगा लाइफ में, लेकिन असली पजल जो है वो पूरा नहीं हुआ, राइट? And let us compare with this. If you solve the whole puzzle of your life, then you are self-realized. That is what I would say, correct? So that is the goal that we are looking at. Okay. So having said the discussion rolling, let me ask someone else. Anybody else who wants to share? Anything that comes to your mind? And trust me, this is going to open up a lot of things. Anybody who wants to share? And meanwhile, I had a message from Nishiji, is it? Yes, if you are having any kind of health issues.
आपकी वॉइस नहीं आ रही।
आवाज नहीं आ रही? Hello, Nivedita ji, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can hear you very well, loud and
Okay.
clear.
Okay, good. So I think there was a message from Nishiji that a prolonged health issue, can something be done about it? Yes, it can definitely be done about. Everything can be done about it, because everything in this universe can be healed, right? If it is at the body level, if it is at the mind level, everything can be healed, and you are the healer who is going to heal it. So as a spiritual healer and as a life coach and as a Vedanta teacher, that's what I would say. Whatever you are facing in your life, in the outside world, okay, that is life coming at you. And how you respond to that life is actually your karma, is your present karma, right? So let us get into the discussion now, into the depth of the discussion. What is life, right? So all human beings are here as a triune being. We know that. Basics तो यही है ना, कि I am a soul and I have a body. इतना तो हमको मालूम होनी चाहिए. We are spiritual beings and we are on this planet Earth, and to be on this planet Earth we need a human body. So that is what we are here. As a jiva, we are a triune being of body, mind and soul. Actually we are soul, spiritual being, and we have a body, we have a mind, so that we can operate or travel on this earth, right? Now the outside world is what? Outside world is full of Vastu, Vyakti, Paristhiti. That's how we call that in our scriptures. Vastu, things, Vyakti, people, and Paristhiti, situations. This is in the outside world. Outside world is all this, and it is always changing. Yes or no? Yes. And there is an inside world. Inside world में क्या है? मन, बुद्धि, चित्त और अहंकार. Okay. So if you call that, then we have a mind space, and in that mind space we have ego, emotion, and intellect. That is the basics of how we are operating in our life. So this is life. Based on the life situations which come to us, and they, by the way, life fires point blank at you, correct? So whatever situations life is throwing at you, you respond, you react or respond. And how you do that is your present karma. And that is what is key in defining your spiritual growth or defining your quality of life, right? Situation tough है, बहुत ज़्यादा overwhelming है, तो क्या होगा? You will experience yourself as a very small being, as a failure, and you will get upset, and you can do any karma. Whatever response you will give in that condition will be your karma, correct? If the situation is very, very, you can say, happy kind of a situation, no? If the situation is under control and it is very much to your liking, तो या तो आपका मन चाहा होगा या अनचाहा होगा, है ना? अगर मन चाहा है तो बहुत खुश हो जाते हो, जो आपने चाहा वैसा मिल गया. अनचाहा है, जो नहीं चाहते थे वो हो गया, तो फिर आप दुखी होंगे. So it's all about the situation and our response to it. That is life, correct? Situations कैसी आती हैं? Based on your past karma and your collective karma. अगर आप एक फैमिली में हो तो फैमिली का एक कलेक्टिव कर्मा है, एंड आपका एक पास्ट कर्मा चला आ रहा है ऑफ many लाइफ टाइम्स, एंड द लाइफ सिचुएशंस आर अ रिजल्ट ऑफ दैट. Collective karma is resulting in a life situation, and how you respond to it gives you the quality of your life, your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your actions, your decisions, correct? Till now, I think everybody is with me, right? Good. Now let us get into the depth of it. What do our scriptures say? Thousands of years back, our scriptures have said that a perfect way to live a life is to first understand that your life is divided into 4 stages, the 4 ashrams, right? So anybody who has seen, I covered this in the session before. So anybody who wants to mention those 4 stages, Amitji, you have raised your hand. Please go ahead.
Very simple. This is first brahmacharya, then grahast, then vanprasth, and then sannyas.
Perfect. Let's acknowledge Amitji. Very good. So just to give a little bit more clarity, brahmacharya. So you divide your lifespan, which was initially divided as 100 years. For now, as a practical reason, I will divide that into 80 years. Okay. So a lifespan of 80 years divided into 4 parts. The first 20 years is brahmacharya. Brahmacharya is basically you are a vidyarthi, you can say, and aap vidya ka arjan kar rahe ho. So you are a student, you are learning, and of course you also learn the purpose, not I would say purpose, why you are doing what you're doing. So the why of what you're doing is clear. So you say dharma. Okay, the purpose of life initially is to understand life and to get the values in. So value addition, or you can say the values which are imbibed into the children. So earlier we had a Gurukul where the gurus used to teach, and the children were actually separated from their parents and they used to live in that Gurukul. So the first 20 years were their years of study. उनको सिखाया जाता था और उनके स्किल्स को निखारा जाता था, जो भी उनके स्ट्रेंथ्स हैं उसके बेसिस पे वो अपनी स्किल्स को डेवलप करते थे. नाउ दिस इज गोइंग टू हेल्प देम इन द नेक्स्ट स्टेज विच इज द गृहस्थ जीवन. गृहस्थ जीवन में क्या है? You are living a married life, so obviously you have desires and you have to accumulate the wealth for the livelihood. तो उस livelihood को जीने के लिए and to have your desires fulfilled, you should have some skills which are polished and nurtured right in the beginning in the brahmacharya state, right? So you can say schooling and skilling stage is the brahmacharya stage, and obviously you are living as a you can say completely devoid of partners and married life and all that, right? As a vidyarthi. So that would be the right definition. Then comes the grahast jivan. We all know that. A lot of desires there and accumulation of wealth and property and your lifestyle, everything depends on that. So the next 20 years, you can say the 20 to 40 years is what? Your grahast jivan. 40 to 60 is the vanaprastha jivan. Vanaprastha is what? Non-attachment. Not that you run away to the jungle. No, that was part of the 1,000 years back. Nowadays, you don't find jungles and you don't have to. So you live in that grahast jivan, but then you take a backseat. Non-attachment. So non-attachment is the key when we talk of vanaprastha. And then later on, the last stage, 60 to 80 is completely devoted into your spiritual growth, which is your sannyas, right? Now, to live this life perfectly, you also have 4, you can say, what do you say, pillars, purusharth. What are these 4 pillars? Anybody? Though I mentioned that in a very subtle manner, but anybody wants to specify it? Yes, Nivedita, you go ahead.
Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha.
Perfect. Very good. Let's acknowledge Nivedita ji. So Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. So let us understand these 4 in a very simple way. Why I'm going a bit fast is we have already covered this in my earlier session, right? So those who are missing out, you should go ahead, go into the YouTube recording and find out the 4 stages and the 4 purusharth of life, and you will get that in complete details. Now, the 4 purusharth or the pillars are what? Dharma. Dharma gives you the definition of what is right, what is wrong, to be put in a very, very layman's terms. Okay. What is your value system? What is the belief? So all these are taught in the beginning stage in the brahmacharya. So dharma is important because the next stage when you go, where you need artha and kama. Artha is accumulation of wealth and kama is fulfillment of desires, right? Now kama is something which is important aspect of life, okay? And it is also considered as a vikar. Kam, krodh, lobh, moh, mad, matsar. Remember? So you have to understand, if the desires are unlimited, it will become a vikar. But your basic desires, your need for food, clothing, shelter, your need for materialistic comforts, some kind of luxury is also allowed. Okay, so all that will be part of your desires. So if you want to earn a monthly income of XXX amount every month, so that is part of your desire. You should do that because you have to take care of your family, your livelihood. You can't go around with a begging bowl, Bhiksham Dehi. That is not part of our life, right? So you need to earn your livelihood. So definitely Artha is there. So you need a good luxury car, good. You need a good flat to live in, good. So all this is part of the accumulation of wealth. Nothing wrong with it. Only thing is, you should use dharma to accumulate this. That means you should not do any adharma. छीनना नहीं है, मारना काटना नहीं है, धोखा नहीं देना है, fraud नहीं करना है. So all these will be taught at the level of dharma. So accumulation of wealth, yes, but keeping into mind that you are not going to hurt anyone else. Do it in the righteous manner. So dharma helps you to accumulate wealth. That is artha. Dharma helps you to enjoy your desires, enjoy the fulfillment of your desires, enjoy the luxuries of your life, or enjoy the pleasures of your life, right? So all that is allowed because the Grihastha Jivan is all about kama and artha, right? So you are having a good health, you are enjoying good wealth, and you are enjoying good relationship. All this is part of the life stage of 20 to 40. Correct? So artha and kama forms the second part. गृहस्थ जीवन में ये जरूरी है. उसके बाद वानप्रस्थ में क्या आएगा? Again, part of dharma which is helping you to move towards non-attachment and move towards the last stage, which is moksha or salvation. That is the sannyas. So the 4 stages are distinguished very, very clearly, and the 4 purusha which will help you to move ahead in this life in a perfect manner is also established. But this was done thousands of years back. In the current life, in the present situation, how this is going to help you is you have to customize it in your life, right? And let me tell you, if you are living a very near perfect life, that means not perfect, but very near to the perfect life, then you would, by default, you would be following these methods. If you're enjoying a fulfilling relationships, then it is because you are using dharma to enjoy the relationships. Okay, I will not go into the details because I think it is amply clear what I mean by that. So your value system, your dharma will tell you how to earn wealth, how to enjoy relationships, how to enjoy the pleasures of life, not crossing the line of dharma or not crossing the line of जो भी आपने अपने लिए लाइन फिक्स की हुई है. ठीक है? So that will be the part. So having said this, let me take some sharings. What is opening up for you? If you have not been following this, there will be tension, there will be stress, there will be suffering, there will be misery, there will be failure, there will be rejection, and all that group of, you can say, disease will be haunting you. But if you're doing this perfectly, then you have some level of love, peace, and joy in your life. Yes? So anybody who wants to share? Anybody who wants to share? Which stage are you in and which purusharth are you following? If that is clear to you, trust me, you will make a huge contribution to your spiritual growth. Right? So let's have some sharing, then I will go into further depth. कौन बोलना चाहेंगे? Tarun, Mani, Devesh, and of course our guests, Nishiji and Indreshi. Anything you want to share? Please go ahead. Even in video off mode, you can share. No? That's not a problem. What is opening up?
Maybe I can. Maybe it's a question, or I don't know. Maybe it's a sharing. It's a mix of both. So it's about the last 2 stages of life, which is Vanprastha and Sannyas. Sometimes I think that especially in the current context of Kali Yuga, how important and how beneficial it is to have a sannyas stage. Uh, because the best utilization of human machine throughout the years should be uh, not perhaps going to the jungles, perhaps not becoming completely detached with the all the worldly matters, but perhaps it is important to stay back in the scene and keep giving back to society and keep doing good karmas to set up an example. So I don't know if very crisply this is the thought. It's a doubt. It's a question, and also if you could throw some more light on the very specific differences between Vanpras and Sannyas, because I somehow feel that these are quite overlapping. So let's say the first two stages are very clearly distinct from each other. Uh, Brahmacharya and Grahastha are very distinctly away from each other. But Vanpras and Sannyas, I find sometimes overlapping and Sannyas being not very useful activity.
Okay, got it. Let's acknowledge Amitji. That's a very good point brought out and very good sharing. Yes, so very important that we understand the importance of these stages, and of course, we are able to differentiate the different stages, right? So when we talk of Vanapras, as I said before also, it is not about running away from the family. या आप गृहस्थ हैं, हम लोग गृहस्थ हैं, हमको गृहस्थ जीवन में ही रहना है. तो Vanapras basically means non-attachment, which means you're taking a back seat and you're allowing your next generation to take on for the business or the livelihood, right? So you are giving them guidance, you are involved, you are, say, connected, but you're not attached. That would be the right word. You are there to supervise, you are there to monitor, you are there to advise them, but you are not directly involved in it. So you say, you go ahead and take over. Suppose we are running a business, then you hand it over to your next generation and you say, you handle it. In case you have any problem, you come and connect. Simple, right? So you're taking a backseat. Basically, it means taking a backseat and focusing on your actual spiritual growth, because non-attachment is the first step in your spiritual growth. Let me put it that way. Okay, so Vanapras will be the beginning of the spiritual journey. Now I won't say that everybody should start after 40. No, you can start that at any stage. Any stage. There are children who at the age of 5 years have been self-realized. So that means if you have done enough work in the last birth, then possibly you are born as a spiritual leader, right? So these categories are in general guidelines. So you will definitely see your journey based on what you have done before and what is opening up for you right now. Correct? अगर आप ये देखिए कि अगर आपका फूड, क्लोथिंग एंड शेल्टर ही हैंडल नहीं हुआ है लाइफ में, then there is no point talking of spirituality. First, you need to take care of your necessary, you can say, survival issues. सर्वाइवल इशू में कोई है, कोई मर रहा है, कोई भूखा है, कोई किसी को रोजगार नहीं है, पैसा नहीं है, आप उसको बोलो कि नहीं तुम शरीर नहीं, तुम आत्मा हो, कहेगा go to hell, give me some food first, right? So spiritual journey will start only when you have taken care of the basic needs and you have the right kind of understanding. That is why dharma in the first 20 years and your fulfillment of desires and accumulation of wealth and perfect health, all that is part of the life which is there up to 40 years. You can achieve that in 30 years also. That's fine. And then you can move on to non-attachment, Vanapras. And then you are moving on to sannyas, which is salvation, or you can say moksha, self-realization or God realization. So Vanapras is the beginning of non-attachment and sannyas is a culmination of the spiritual journey, which is self-realization. And it will not be done in one lifetime anyway. But this is the path that we need to follow. That's all. If you have done enough work, you can be self-realized. You can achieve sannyas at the age of 5 years. But if you have not done it, then possibly you will be living a life of a grahast जीवन till the age of 80. आप छोड़ ही नहीं पाओगे अपने बिजनेस को. आप बच्चों में इतने अटैच हो जाओगे, पोतों में इतने अटैच हो जाओगे कि आपको स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी के नाम पे कुछ भी करने को नहीं मिलेगा टाइम. So at the age of 80 also, you would be actually living a grahast jivan. You get my point, Amitji? So the differentiation is in Vanapras, the focus is on attachment. No, sorry, non-attachment. How to get freedom from all kind of attachment. Rag, dvesh se kaise free hona hai. विवेक और वैराग्य कैसे डेवलप करना है, that is the stage of vanaprastha. That gives a booster dose to your spiritual journey, and then finally you attain self-realization or God realization. That is the purpose of sannyas, moksha. I hope I made it clear. Is that yeah? Anybody has any kind of doubts, please feel free to have a discussion. So that is the basic differentiation of the 4 stages. Okay. Now, what is the importance of this? Importance ये है जो अमित जी ने अभी कहा. We have to operate in life at the maximum potential. Whatever we are doing, I want to contribute a lot to the humanity, but I am working or operating in my life at 10% of my potential. Will I make any difference? So when I follow these 4 stages and when I follow the 4 purushas, I will be operating at, I will not say 100%, but say 85 to 90% of the potential. Now I have a huge opportunity to contribute to humanity, to wake up other people and contribute something for them, right? That is the purpose of vanaprastha, and that is the purpose of sannyas. Having achieved the self-realization, if I reach that stage, maybe around 30 or 40 years, by the time I can achieve all the 4 stages by 40 years, right? And then I have a lot of time to contribute to humanity. Yes or no? That is what possibly Amit ji was trying to hint. कि 80 साल में जाके contribute क्या करेंगे हम? तो contribute तो 40 years में करना चाहिए. When I'm physically fit and when I'm healthy and when I can have the resources to contribute to people. But yes, but then we need to make sure that we are operating at 85-90% potential, which will come when we have a complete understanding of the 4 stages and have a complete mastery on the 4 purushas. That gives us, a very high level of productivity, high level of, you can say, brilliance and perfection and excellence in our actions. And then we can be a karma yogi, we can be a bhakti yoga, we can walk on bhakti yoga, we can be on jnana yoga, and we can make tremendous contribution to humanity. And as Swami Vivekananda said, the best thing you can do to contribute to humanity is get self-realized. Then you don't have to deal with your shit. Then you can handle other people's rubbish, right? अपने rubbish को तो पहले खत्म करो. So when you're operating at the high level of consciousness, maybe at third eye chakra consciousness or 85 to 90% potential, then you can create a massive ripple effect in the human consciousness, collective consciousness of the world. Then you can shift that consciousness towards Satyuga or golden age. If you're at 5% potential, you are at the receiving end. क्या करोगे आप? आपकी consciousness 5% divinity पे है. You are completely soaked in ego. आपके सर्वाइवल इश्यूज ही खत्म नहीं हो रहे हैं. आप ह्यूमैनिटी को क्या कंट्रीब्यूट करोगे? Get it one? So that is the basic importance and the significance of these 4 stages and the 4 purushas. So, and the importance of that is you can operate at a very high level of potential, right? And then you get a higher clarity of life. See, the right understanding will give you the right clarity in your life. And that is important. Understanding agar clear nahi hoga, then your actions will not give you the desired results. You have the right understanding, you have complete clarity of life. That means you have solved the puzzle of life. And then you can possibly help others to solve the puzzle of their life. पहले अपनी लाइफ के पजल को तो सॉल्व करो. मेरी हेल्थ खराब है, मेरे रिलेशन नहीं चल रहे हैं, मेरे को वेल्थ प्रॉब्लम है, एंड आई एम टीचिंग अदर्स हाउ टू live a life of mastery in health, wealth, and relationship. It is all bookish. It is all theory. Nothing is going to work. People can see through the dramas, correct? So that is why most of the people are sleepwalking in their life, giving good advices, but their own life is not working. So first, we need to operate at a higher level of consciousness, higher level of productivity for our life, and then we can do something constructive for others. That doesn't mean that you wait. You can definitely contribute. जिस मर्जी लेवल पे आप हो, you can find a way to contribute to people. Yes. So you can send blessings to them. You can do charity in your own way, whatever you can do. जो कर सकते हो वो तो करते ही रहो. But remember that if you are not self-realized, you may be operating at 5% or 10% of your potential, which is not going to make a huge difference in humanity. Yes? Okay, I've said many things, so let's have some people share. What is opening up? Deveshi, Mani, Tarun, and our guests. Anybody who wants to share anything that is coming to your mind? Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes. Good.
Okay, so hi, Indresh this side.
Hmm.
I I have something to ask which could not be or may not be related to the current topic, but this thought is with me from quite some time.
Hmm.
What I feel that, or what I've heard and what I've read,
Hmm.
that everything is predestined from our past life. Everything is pre-written, right? That's what we say, that vidhi ka vidhan.
Hmm.
सब अपनी किस्मत लिखवा के लाएंगे, right? So when everything is pre-written as per our actions and our past lives karmas, right? And the things, the decisions what we are taking in this life, the actions what we are doing in this life
Hmm.
is already pre-written, right? So where is the free will?
Good
How
question.
can I be accountable for the actions that I take if it's already been written as per my
I got
past
your
life?
point. I got your point. Let's acknowledge Indreji. Very good question, and a question that has plagued humanity for ages and ages and ages. Yeah. Is there any free will? If everything is predestined, why am I doing what I'm doing? It won't make any difference anyway. Yes, all these are thoughts. Let us look at things. Everything is predestined by whom? That is the first question. Right? We should know God doesn't interfere without the application of the spiritual laws. So let us say God has designed a spiritual law of karma. Correct? Now it is just like a law of gravity. आप कहीं पे भी हो planet Earth में आपको gravitational force का experience होगा, कहीं पे भी चले जाओ होगा, और ये spiritual law है. Right? Similarly, law of karma is applicable, and whatever you do, whatever you think, whatever you say is karma. So your life situations or your destiny or your bhagya is a result of your karma phal. So everything is predestined by your karma, not by God, not by your neighbor, not by your wife, not by your boss. Everything is predestined by my karma. Okay, and that predestined result is coming as a life situation in front of me. Life situation means what? It will come to me in the form of the society where I am living, my neighbors, my friends, my parents, my family, immediate family, which means my wife and my children, right? Any disease in my body is part of my karma. मैंने कुछ कर्म किए हैं जिसकी वजह से मेरे को ये बॉडी में ये डिजीज या ये एक्सीडेंट हुआ या इंजरी हुई या फिर जो भी बॉडी में कोई प्रॉब्लम आ रही है, जो भी मेरे शरीर में या मेरे मन में जो विकार हैं, वो सब मेरे कर्मा का रिजल्ट है. ठीक है? So that way my past karmas determine the quality of the life that I'm experiencing now. But in response, what I will do now is my present karma. So destiny is not simply past karma. Destiny is not about present karma. Your destiny is a combination of past karma and present karma. That is the right equation. So you can say destiny is equal to, or your luck or your bhagya is equal to past karma plus present karma. This is the right kind of understanding. And this is not only individual karma, this is collective karma. आप जिस फैमिली में पैदा हुए तो पेरेंट्स का कर्मा है, योर सिबलिंग्स का कर्मा है, आप सबका कर्मा है. कलेक्टिव कर्मा इज इन्फ्लुएंसिंग योर लाइफ. When you are married and you are living with your children, so your karma, your wife's karma, your children's karma, and if your parents are living with you, their karma, it gives a collective karma which is influencing your present life. Yes or no? That is how it is predestined. But at any any moment in your life, you have a choice whether what thought, what action, what words you are using. That is your present karma. Get my point? यहां तक का आपको फ्री विल है, लेकिन फ्री विल भी कहां पे है? आप इस मैट्रिक्स में हो. दिस होल वर्ल्ड, दिस होल यूनिवर्स इज माया. वी से माया इज मैट्रिक्स. It is an illusion. It is not the truth. Within that matrix, karma is applicable. इस मैट्रिक्स में, इस माया में कर्मा एप्लीकेबल है. तो इंद्रेश जी, if you have understood what I'm trying to say, you have freedom of choice of the karma within the matrix. Within the matrix, all your actions could be either tamasic or rajasic or sattvic. That is a matrix. इन गुणों के अंदर ही आपके कर्म होंगे, पर यहां पे कर्म करने के लिए आपको फ्रीडम है. बट फ्रीडम कहां पे है? मैट्रिक्स के अंदर है. मैट्रिक्स से बाहर नहीं गए हो आप. इस माया जाल के अंदर ही आपको फ्रीडम है. I hope I have given some clarity. If you have any questions, you can ask.
I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible. Go ahead.
Okay, so what I've presumed that the situations what we are put into, they could be karmic from past life, but the situations, the decisions what we take could be a free will.
Yes,
Is
exactly.
a free will.
Your present karma is your free will. Again, subject to the matrix that you're living in. You're not living outside the matrix. You're living within the
And
matrix.
as per the decisions we take from our free will, they will again shape the shape the path of our next
Absolutely.
life.
Absolutely. Not next life. It could be tomorrow.
Yeah, it could
जरूरी
be
नहीं है
tomorrow.
सारे नेक्स्ट लाइफ में ही आए. काफी कुछ तो अभी आ जाएगा. अगर मैं
बिल्कुल.
सामने जाके अपने पड़ोसी का सर फोड़ देता हूँ, पुलिस आज ही रात को आ जाएगी. कल सुबह मैं
Exactly.
जेल में होऊंगा. ऑल दिस इज पार्ट ऑफ दैट कॉन्सिक्वेंस, राइट?
Exactly.
So every karma, there will be a consequence. When I choose a karma, I choose a consequence also. It is like picking up a stick. If I pick up one end of the stick, I pick up the other end of the stick also. So one end of the stick is karma. Second end of that stick is the consequence. Right?
Right, Shashiji. Thanks a
Great.
lot. You made the clarity.
That's perfect. That's acknowledged, Indresh ji. Very good. So that is some clarity on law of karma, right? So spiritual laws will always guide you towards the truth. And the right understanding is important. Right clarity is important for you to operate at a very high productivity in life. And that is what these 4 stages of life and 4 purushas give you. Correct? Anybody else who wants to share before I give the closing gyan? Anybody has any questions or anything you want to share? And then we come to the basic question. Why are we here on this world? हमको भेजा क्यों है इस पृथ्वी पे? Why am I here in this भूलोक? क्या करने आया हूं मैं? वो हम आएंगे, लेकिन इससे पहले कोई सवाल? This was the background for the actual solving the puzzle of life. So we all know what is life now. We all know how to operate in life, right? अगर हम ये सब करेंगे तो क्या होगा? जैसा हमको अभी बोला, जैसा अभी बताया गया, उन सबको फॉलो करते हुए अगर हम आगे बढ़ेंगे तो क्या होगा? इतनी सब मेहनत करने की जरूरत क्या है? तो फर्स्ट वी शुड नो व्हाई आर वी हियर. करेक्ट? So as a soul, I come on planet Earth. I am given a gift of the body and a mind to operate this body. So I become a triune being, a jiva. The purpose is to realize who I am, because I have forgotten who I am. जैसे ही मैं इस माया में आता हूँ, यानी कि इस ब्रह्मांड में मैं पैदा होता हूँ, पृथ्वी लोक पे पैदा हो रहा हूँ, I have forgotten that I am divine. So the purpose is to remember that I am divine. Amit ji's favorite dialogue. We are all gods in amnesia. Now we have to become gods in awareness. We have to raise our consciousness to such a level that we realize we are divine. And the whole purpose of coming here is to realize that we are divine spiritual beings. And we are here for a short journey of 80 years, 100 years in this lifetime, and to move forward in our consciousness or raise our consciousness towards the divinity. And if we fail, we get more chances. Next birth. जितने बर्थ लेने हैं लो, पूरी फ्रीडम है. It's just like playing a video game. पहला लेवल क्लियर नहीं हुआ, खेलते रहो. पहला लेवल क्लियर होगा तो दूसरे लेवल पे आओगे, फिर खेलते रहो. इस गेम में से बाहर निकलने का एक ही तरीका है, आपको 7 लेवल पार करने हैं. Why is it 7 levels? Because we talk of 7 major chakras in our consciousness, right? The lowest chakra, major chakra, is the Muladhara, root chakra, and the highest level is the Sahasrara or the crown chakra. तो 7 लेवल की ये गेम है, वीडियो गेम है. तो हम एक वीडियो गेम खेलने के लिए आए हुए हैं, ठीक है, और 7 लेवल पार करके ही जाएंगे बाहर, तभी बाहर जा सकते हैं. अब एक लेवल में आपको बहुत अच्छा लगा और वही गेम खेलते रहो. पहले लेवल खेलते रहो. कितने जन्म खेलोगे? 10 जन्म खेलोगे, खेल लो. उसके बाद लेवल 2 में आओगे. लेवल 2 में भी आपको 10 जन्म खेलना है, खेलो. बट इफ यू आर कॉन्शियस spiritual seeker, and if you are moving on the spiritual journey consciously, you will move through these levels very fast. And then that will be the booster dose for your spiritual journey, and you can move through these levels very fast and cross the matrix and then become one with the divine, because then you realize that yes, I am divine, and you become oneness. So purpose क्या है? Oneness with the divine or oneness with the divinity, and the divinity is not outside anywhere. ये बाहर की जर्नी है ही नहीं, ये अंदर की जर्नी है. You have to connect with yourself. That is why we say self-realization or God realization is to make God real in your life. So first connect with the divine, first connect with the God within you, and then realize that you are divine. That is the highest level of clarity. That is the highest level of understanding. तो उसके बाद क्या होगा? Once you are achieving the highest level of realization, then you can make a huge impact in the collective consciousness of the humanity, which Amit ji was saying. तो रूट चक्रा के कॉन्शियसनेस से आप इस ब्रह्मांड को कुछ नहीं दे सकते. आपको एटलीस्ट आज्ञा चक्र या सहस्रार के कॉन्शियसनेस में आना पड़ेगा, ताकि आप इस पृथ्वी लोक पे कुछ अच्छा काम कर सके. बट इसका ये मतलब ये तब तक क्या करें, कुछ नहीं करना. तब तक जो कर सकते हो करो. दैट विल हेल्प यू. दान दक्षिणा करो, राइट. मेडिटेशन, प्राणायाम, योग, अपनी साधना करते रहो. इससे आपकी कॉन्शियसनेस बढ़ेगी. ज्ञान योग, आत्मज्ञान लेते रहो. इनसे आपकी जर्नी आगे बढ़ेगी. तो चाहे आप कर्म योग के मार्ग पे हो, भक्ति योग के मार्ग पे हो, ज्ञान योग के मार्ग पे हो, या राज योग के मार्ग पे हो, यही 4 योग हैं हमारे पास. इसी से हमारी स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी आगे बढ़ती है. तो आप इस पे चलते चलते अपनी स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी को आगे बढ़ाएंगे. दैट इज द पर्पस. व्हाई यू आर इन दिस वर्ल्ड. इतनी सफरिंग और मिजरी क्यों है? जो गौतम बुद्ध ने भी ढूंढा था. इतने दुख, इतनी सफरिंग, इतनी मिजरी क्यों है? Because you have to learn the lesson of non-attachment. इसीलिए पृथ्वी लोक पे लाके तुमको अटैच कर दिया है पेरेंट्स के साथ, भाई बहनों के साथ, बाद में अपनी फैमिली, अपनी पत्नी और अपने पति और अपने बच्चों के साथ. अटैचमेंट में जीने के बाद ही नॉन अटैचमेंट सीखोगे. नहीं सीखा, आते रहो. जब तक नॉन अटैचमेंट नहीं सीखोगे, इसी पृथ्वी लोक पे घूमते रहोगे. How many of us are attached to our family members? All of us are. That is why we are here. Now that learning is the lesson of non-attachment. That is what you need to learn. So first handle your survival issues and quickly learn the lesson of non-attachment, which you will start in Vanaprastha, and that can start any time in any age. Ideally, it is 40 years, but you can start even at the age of 20 years. अपनी जॉब को करते हुए, अपने बिजनेस को संभालते हुए भी आप नॉन अटैचमेंट का प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हो. So the non-attachment is the first thing or the most important thing that you need to learn in the outside world. So failures, rejection, breakdown, breakup, married life, divorce, ये सब क्या हो रहा है? आपको नॉन अटैचमेंट सिखाया जा रहा है. अगर आप आराम से नहीं सीखोगे तो झटका देके सिखाया जाएगा. तो डिवोर्स मार धाड़, मर्डर, हनीमून पे जाओगे और उसके बाद कुछ और हो जाएगा। एवरीबडी हेard that news, recent news, yeah. Conflict, husband wife का, all this is teaching you what? Non-attachment, different ways, different shades of non-attachment of life situations will come to you, so that you can learn this lesson of non-attachment. जब तक नहीं सीखोगे, situations will keep on repeating. The moment you learn non-attachment, that situation will change. Then you will experience love, peace and joy in the relationship. Any relationship. Outside world is subject to change. Every relationship is going to end, because everyone who is born is going to die. And you are not an exception. I am not an exception. Correct? तो जितनी जल्दी नॉन अटैचमेंट सीखेंगे, वानप्रस्थ का लेसन आपको जल्दी सीखने को मिलेगा। नॉन अटैचमेंट से होते हुए वननेस पे जाओगे, एंड वननेस इज मोक्षा और लिबरेशन और संन्यास। मेकिंग सेंस? So that is the puzzle that you need to solve. ये गेम है, खेलते रहो, और गेम के साथ अटैच नहीं होना है। जब पूरी गेम खेल लोगे, 7वें लेवल पे कॉन्शियसनेस पे आ जाओगे, you will become one with the divine, and that is the purpose of your life. Puzzle is solved. That is the puzzle. And we are reaching the closing of the session. Yes? All right, anybody who wants to share? What is your takeaway? Any questions you have? Gyan part is over. I have tried to give you a small capsule of how to solve the puzzle of life. Look into your life, see where you are, कौन से स्टेज पे हो, कौन सा पुरुषार्थ आपको चाहिए, कौन सा लेसन सीखने आए हो, और वो क्लियर हो गया आपका, आपकी स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी अपने आप टेक ऑफ करेगी। लेकिन स्पिरिचुअल साधना आपको रोज करनी है। कौन सा मार्ग लोगे, ये आपकी कॉलिंग है। कर्म योग लो, भक्ति योग लो, राज योग लो, ज्ञान योग लो। इफ यू हैव एनी डाउट्स ऑन दिस, यू कैन हैव a one-to-one with me later on. Pick up your soul calling and practice your sadhana. साधना, सेवा, सत्संग, यही 3 हैं जो आपकी स्पिरिचुअल जर्नी को आगे बढ़ाएगी। यही है जो आपके कॉन्शियसनेस को आगे बढ़ाएगी, और यही है जो आपको लोगों की कलेक्टिव कॉन्शियसनेस को बढ़ाने में हेल्प करेगी। यस? ओके, लेट्स हैव सम पीपल शेयर नाउ। आई हैव स्पोकन इनफ। यस, सो मनी, you have been absolutely silent today. Anything you want to share? What is your takeaway?
I have been just listening to you and others today, and I think, I mean, it's since like few days, मुझे बोलने में अच्छा नहीं लगा, but then too puzzled in life, you know. So मैं आपसे भी नहीं कनेक्ट कर पा रही हूँ, मतलब किसी से बात करने का मन ही नहीं कर रहा किसी भी चीज पे। So I think this today's session was like सच में, मतलब again reconnecting with myself, again with spirituality. ऐसा नहीं है कि मैं कुछ चीजें नहीं कर रही हूँ, but still ऐसा होता है कभी बहुत ज्यादा हो जाता है कि मतलब सोचना भी बंद हो गया। मुझे लग रहा है कि हीलिंग का कोई फायदा नहीं है, मुझे लग रहा है सब बेकार है। मतलब वही that's what I'm saying कि मतलब मेरा किसी से कनेक्ट करने का मन ही नहीं कर रहा। But I just wanted to be a part of today's session, to listen to you, listen to others. So
Good.
that's it. So I think काफी अच्छा लग रहा है, बहुत सुकून मिल रहा है मुझे।
Good. So you need to understand there will be times when you will slip, okay, and it's okay. एक दिन कुछ करने का मन नहीं करेगा, लगेगा सब बेकार है, वेडनेसडे सेशन भी बेकार है, इसमें भी कुछ नहीं होता, सर जो बोलते रहते हैं उससे भी कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, सब बेकार है। तो इट इज ओके, जस्ट रिलैक्स, जस्ट बी विद इट। अगले दिन वेकअप एंड स्टार्ट डूइंग इट। एक दिन नहीं करोगे कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता, आपने कई जन्मों से कुछ नहीं किया, ठीक है। तो इस जन्म में अगर एक दिन नहीं करोगे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा। अगले दिन उठो, चार्ज अप, थैंक द डिवाइन बिकॉज यू आर अवेक। Many people slept last night, they didn't wake up, you woke up. So be grateful to the divine and start doing whatever you can do, okay. So that is how you move ahead in life. Slip hona is, see, spiritual journey is like a journey of a spider. Spider को देखा है कैसे जाल बुनता है, ऊपर चढ़ता है, गिरता है, फिर चढ़ता है, फिर गिरता है, वो रुकता नहीं हो। That is exactly what we need to do. Don't stop. You can slow down, you can stop, you can fall down, that is fine. You can have major upset, you can have major breakdown. It's all part of life. आपको
Yes.
नॉन अटैचमेंट सिखाया जा रहा है.
Mm.
प्यार से सीख लो, वरना जब तो बोलते हैं ना प्यार से ले लो, वरना थप्पड़ मार के भी ले सकते हैं, है ना, वैसे ही हाल है. तो भगवान जी आपको अलग अलग तरीके से सिखाएंगे. प्यार से सिखा रहे हैं, सीख लो, वरना थप्पड़ मार के सिखाएंगे वो. हाँ, फिर आप फिल्मी डायलॉग मारोगे, थप्पड़ से डर नहीं लगता. हाँ, या सो learn, this is a game. First of all, you don't have to be so serious. Somewhere I was reading, life is like a game, play like a game, don't be serious. Nobody has gone out of this place alive. यहाँ से कोई जिंदा बच के नहीं गया. तो मस्त रहो, जब तक हो खुश रहो, एंड खुशियां बांटो. जितना कर सकते हो उतना करो, एंड रिलैक्स, बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली यू जस्ट हैव टू कनेक्ट विथ योरसेल्फ. दैट इज द ओनली पर्पस. हाँ, व्यवहारिक दुनिया में जी रहे हो तो लाइवलीहुड के लिए आपको कुछ ना कुछ करना पड़ेगा. So Virat Kohli, Sachin Tendulkar all will play cricket and earn money. Our Bollywood actors and actresses will act and earn money. Many people are teachers and doctors. They will do their profession, whatever they have to do. So whatever you are doing, do it perfectly. Do it with brilliance. Do it with excellence. That is expressing your divinity. Correct? कर्म में कुशलता ही योग है, ये भगवद गीता में बोला गया. तो जो भी कर्म आप कर रहे हो पूरी कुशलता के साथ करो, वही योग है. उसी में आपको डिविनिटी मिल जाएगा. राइट? एंड ऑफ कोर्स surrender everything to the divine. That's all you need to do, because you are divine. अपने ईगो को पीछे मत आने दो. ईगो को समर्पण करना है. उसके लिए बाहर की दुनिया में आपको जो कुछ है अर्पण कर दो. आपके अंदर की दुनिया में जो कुछ चल रहा है उसको तर्पण कर दो. जब ये अर्पण और तर्पण सही होगा, आउटसाइड वर्ल्ड एंड इनसाइड वर्ल्ड, then you will be able to surrender your ego, which is called samarpan. That will lead to oneness. But oneness के लिए सबसे पहले non-attachment is the first chapter that you need to learn. Oneness will be the last chapter of that book, of the puzzle of life. Correct? So start with non-attachment, go towards oneness. That is how you solve the puzzle of life. All right, any takeaway? Thanks Mani for sharing that. Let's acknowledge Mani.
Thank you so much for being so patient और आपने मतलब बहुत elaborate करके समझाया. Thank you.
Thank
Always.
you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Anybody else who wants to share takeaway for this session? क्या लेके जा रहे हो?
Thank you, sir.
Yes.
वही sir.
Okay.
Lesson of detachment. Lesson of detachment.
Yes.
Every moment.
Yes.
Being aware. So that's there, sir.
Wonderful.
Thank
Wonderful. तो अपनी spiritual साधना को पकड़े रखो, and that is how you will learn non-attachment, and that's how you will learn oneness. Yes, अपूर्वा जी.
सर जैसे आपने अपने व्हाट्सएप पे लिखा है, मैजिक एंड मिरेकल्स हैपन विद डिवाइन ग्रेस एंड ब्लेसिंग्स. दिस इज द मैसेज दैट यू हैव पुट इन योर व्हाट्सएप.
Yeah.
So a similar message that I have in my WhatsApp is systematically solve life's puzzle.
क्या बात.
And
That is
that's
how
why
you,
this today's topic attracted me a lot. And I strongly believe that there is always a system when you want to solve a puzzle. So once you know the system, you will be able to solve the puzzle.
absolutely perfect. Very good. Let's acknowledge Apurva ji and Nivedita ji. And they have been ardent student of life and how to solve the life puzzle. And we have been together in Life and Breath and Limbs program, and I know their commitment towards spiritual growth. Very good. Fantastic.
Thank you,
Okay,
sir.
anybody else? Amit ji, closing words. Anything you want to share for your guests? Okay, that's fine. Tarun, anything you want to share? Otherwise, I'll close the session. It's already 4 minutes over time. Yes, we have overshot the time. So that's fine. But last and final call. Anybody wants to share? Okay, so in that case, we come to the end of the session. Thank you very much for your participation. And thank you for being good students of your own life. And that is what will propel your spiritual journey, right? And this recording will be uploaded in the YouTube by tomorrow morning. So please go through it again, make your own notes, call me if you have any kind of doubts or clarification if you need, and spread it in any group that you have, because I want people to go through this and get some kind of awakening in their life. And that is my contribution to humanity. And that is what I would request all of you. Invite your guests, share this video with people. There are many videos which are already there in the YouTube. You can use that also. So spread the light and let's invite more people into these programs so that they can get the value of these programs. And next week we will come with another topic and move forward on our spiritual journey. Thank you very much. Aham Brahmasmi. Enjoy. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
night.
Thank you.